my yes to God, that I would do what He wanted me to do. And so I know that many of you are probably wondering, like, does all of this begin? Well, honestly, my healing journey started when I was a cosmetologist. And so all of the services that I would provide during that time, hi everybody, would allow me to learn aromatherapy or oil therapy. And I didn't realize the impact or the significance that that oil process in my life. Didn't know how big it was. But I think about how, because I've always thought about spa treatment and wellness and beauty and self-care, that's always been a major component of my life, that the moment that that component was obsolete, and it was obsolete for a season or a period, and obsolete during the time when COVID manifested, because COVID, I lost my job, but I had beautiful things happening. I had time to rest. I got married. I did all of those things, but I also moved to Virginia. So there were a lot of stresses in my life um, that I didn't realize were weighing so heavily on me. And I never thought of myself as someone that didn't manage stress well. But what I learned during that time is that um, many of us don't always process or handle stress well. But when we have certain systems in place, we tend to live our lives to the fullest, and we start to um, not always fully have awareness on how important some things are to us. And so, welcome everyone. If you are here and watching today, this is Kimberly. I am Kimberly Smith Cooke. This is a moment with the Wow with Kimberly Smith community. We have a Facebook group. We just reached 100 members because we are brand new. But one of the most important things that we are going to be doing monthly is having a wellness class. And typically, I will invite people out to the class, and I will have people come and we sit with my wellness coach, who helped me get through the process of being deathly ill, trying to figure out how I was going to come back because I was determined to get well. Will normally sit with me and we go through a lot of the products and we talk about a lot of different things. But on today, some of the things that I wanted to do is simply talk to you about starting a wellness journey, um, why that is so important. Um, of course, talking to you about the WOW community and how you can get in there and get information about a wellness journey or have the support that you need on your wellness journey. So let me start with backing up just a little bit. What is the WOW with Kimberly community? Well, first of all, the WOW with Kimberly community is a Facebook group, and we encourage wellness. Wellness is a compilation of mind, body, and spirit. And yes, there is a soul component to wellness that we can talk about. We go to heal the soul through the spirit. And so I often tell people my triangle, my theology behind that, my concepts behind that is the three of mind, body, and spirit. And because we're already going to take care of the soul. And so I share and I move from the principles that we can heal our minds and our bodies and our spirit holistically. And so let me just say this. Yes, I am a Jesus girl. I am a Christian. I am a believer. I'm a disciple of Christ. I am a pastor in the marketplace. I am all of these things. And so sometimes people will question me and say, well, how can you do this specific journey as a Christian? And I often tell them, well, how can you not? Because we have a whole teaching and a compilation of oils from the Bible. When you open your Bible, there are oils in there. There is medicine in there from oils. There are mixtures that even God expresses to us is so important. And so, how can you not understand the power of oil? And so I share that because when we think about the synergy of oils and the simplicity of God's creation, God created plants and herbs and seeds and things that could allow us to be healed from them. And because He allows them to be in our lives and for us to be healed from them, just the creation of them all alone can bring forth healing. But when I say mind, body, and spirit, I teach you to pray over the oils as well. So now they're not just medicinal oils, right? They're not just a cleansing oil, as you may, if you're utilizing it in that component, but then they become anointing oils. And so that's going to be kind of like a down the road teaching. We're going to get there. But today, the first thing that I want to talk to you about is why you will want to start a wellness journey. And who is a wellness journey for? So wellness journeys are for everyone because we're all touched by God's creation. We're all able to benefit from the things that we see every single day, right? Who is a wellness journey for? It is not just for the person that is an extreme health fanatic. A health wellness journey is for, or a health journey is for anyone that has any thought process about living well. If you know that there are areas in your life that need improvement, or if you're seeing yourselves move through certain things in your lives and you think that they need improvement, whether it's my thoughts, maybe I'm not as positive as I should be and my thoughts are negative, then you might need to have a wellness journey that would allow you to heal your mind. We're going to talk about that a little bit. If you feel like my body doesn't perform as well as I think it should, and that can happen at any age. That can happen from the time we have our kids in our arms. We notice that sometimes babies don't, if we're breastfeeding, don't latch on as well as they should. That's a sign that we have to incorporate something to help the baby learn and function as we're going through our life. If we feel like our bodies are not performing the way that they should, or if we're experiencing pain and fatigues and things like that, we need to improve those things in our lives, and we can. And it doesn't take medicine to always do that, right? I know that we can go to a Walmart or a Rite Aid or a CVS, or we can even go to our doctors, and doctors prescribe a lot of things. But one of the things that I want you to understand about medicine is medicines are synthetic, right? And I'm going to keep it simple. Sometimes we have to take one medicine to stop or help the body respond a certain way so that we feel better, right? Medicines don't always heal. Sometimes medicines just cover up the symptoms that we have in place so we're able to function and move and do. But the difference with wellness is we're looking for true healing, okay? But sometimes you'll take one medicine and then you have to apply another medicine to counteract some of the things that medicine caused. And that was my journey at the end of 2021. So definitely ill, pneumonia, septic, having to learn how to get full mobility again, to be able to walk and be able to breathe without being fatigued, being able to talk, having to learn how to do this again. Going through physical therapies, having to take lots of steroids, and steroids that just tend to plump you up. But steroids also create so many other problems where they block receptors, and then we don't respond to things the way that we should. And I knew I didn't want to stay on that road of steroids because they were limiting my ability to function in a normal capacity. And I like to be a normal girl, right? How many of us like to just be normal. So with Kimberly, what we do inside the community is we do recipes, we talk about wellness, we do challenges inside the community. We look for encouragement. We're looking for more interaction in the group from everyone that's in there. Don't just come and look, because you notice when I was first talking to you behind the scenes, that's typically where people want to live, back there. But in order to start and embark on a wellness journey, you really have to take some matters into your hand, and you have to be a little bit more assertive about things in your life in order for it to really work. And when I mean by assertive, I don't mean that you have to be aggressive. I mean, you have to make that conscious decision that I want change, right? And so, also inside the community, we're about to start a 21-day detox challenge that we've broken up into three components. There's a 3-day process, there's a 10-day process, and there's a 21-day process with the detox challenge. Why a detox challenge? Because everybody starts the new year off with resolutions. We start fasting for different religions. We start exercise regimens. We start hitting the ground running. And this is a great time in that place of momentum where we're positively charged to get this thing done and to do whatever we've put in front of us to do. It's a great time to reset our bodies as well. We've just come through Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays. We've just come through a very vigorous year. I'm sure if you're like me, you worked hard all year, you got some time off to try to refresh, but you didn't necessarily go back to work or get back into your work mode feeling refreshed. Like you had some great family moments, some time with your family, all those things. And yes, those are refreshing, but sometimes that's only scratching the surface of what we really need in order to be restored. And so this detox is going to be there to help all of our organs start to be cleansed and function better, give us clarity of mind, decrease the fatigue that we might be experiencing, help our immune system be built up, give us clarity. Also, when we think about skin, I said to individuals today in a quick video that I put out there on social media is, if you start to break out during this detox, hey guys, you're doing something right. It means the toxins are coming out, and they can't always just come out through your digestive system. Sometimes they'll come out through your skin and your pores. And so the reason that we know when we detox and we're depleting things from our bodies and removing from our bodies, we want to make sure that we're putting back all of the things that are needed. And so with the 21-day challenge, there's also supplements that are in place. And those supplements are the Ninja Red. I have the Ninja Red in front of me. I'm not going to have a lot of product up today because I really just wanted to talk to you guys. But the Ninja Red, I may go grab the Balance Complete and the Amino Wise. And the reason for those three products is because the Ninja Red is going to replenish the entire bodily system. So nervous system, respiratory system, cardiovascular system, endocrine system, every working system in your body is going to be healed, restored, rebuilt, fortified, energized by utilizing and drinking the Ninja Red. The Ninja Red is a daily supplement that you will take every single day. You can take 2 ounces, or you could break it up. You could do an ounce in the morning and an ounce at night. You can take the 2 ounces all at one time, or if you're like me, you can put it inside of a water bottle and you can sip on it all day. And so you get this continuous kind of like time capsule release energy supplement all day long that really, if you can't do anything else, that is enough. So when you're detoxing and we're doing recipes over the next 21 days and smoothies and salads and soups and all of these different things that I'm going to introduce to you guys with some hopefully new choices. So maybe it's something you've never done before. You can then know that you are successfully replenishing your body. Now, for some of us, because everybody's body is different, right? When it comes to detoxing, some of us need to have additional supplemental support. And so the meal balance that we're recommending will help to fortify the body, replace nutrients so that your body doesn't feel like it's missing a meal, or the detox doesn't shock your system. So a lot of the times people, when we're going into a detox, people are like, oh gosh, we can ready to detox. We're not going to be able to eat good. We can't eat this. We can't do that. We start thinking about all the negative things. And so that's why we're talking about the mind component of a wellness journey, the bodily component, because we start looking at a detox sometimes in a negative space instead of realizing I'm about to restore my body. I'm getting ready to recharge everything in my body, and I'm going to be better on the other side of it. And if we would start to lead with positive thoughts and positive mindsets, then some of what I'm introducing you to in your wellness journey will be removed. So also with that, we're going to do the amino wise. Amino wise is for those, some of us are still going to be working out. I'm still working out during my detox because I still want to build my muscles. I still want to take care of my body, and I want to work on my cardio during this time as well, my heart, focusing there because that's really big. And for me, my respiratory system is really a big component of my wellness journey. And so I need to walk every day or run every day or get on my bike every day. I need to do some type of exercise or movement because it boosts my health. And since I know I'm going to be doing that, now I'm not going to be doing the extraneous workouts over that 21 day that I normally do. Maybe not the 45 minutes to an hour. Here lately, I've been trying to just work my body into just a 30-minute regimen so that will be enough and I'll be content during the 21 days. But what I'm saying is in that you need to make sure you stay hydrated with a detox. So the toxins are coming out. We want to make sure that we are replenishing our bodies and making sure we're rehydrating, because that's going to help to support not just, the skin and the organs, but that rehydration is going to help with the amino wise support muscle recovery. So we're not feeling fatigued. So our bodies are not feeling tired during the detox process. And so anybody who is going to be a part of the 21-day challenge, what I'm challenging everyone to do as you're setting up for the detox challenge is setting your session with me. All of January, guys, you can be booking sessions with me, and we can start talking about your wellness journey. We can start talking about the things that might be on your mind or the questions you want to ask. And everything is with me. You're going to sit down with me. You might even sit down with my mentor from time to time when she chimes in, or if we're collaborating on some type of event. But what you will be able to do is sit with me. And so I just posted up, listen, this is what we talk about in wellness sessions. And this is just a small piece of it. I have no idea what direction that wellness session is going to go into. And I think that's why I love this so much. It's because it's never the same for each individual. Like, we can talk about your overall health concerns. So for example, right now, the flu, COVID is again running rampant, and we're kind of casually addressing it, right? So for people, they're like, I've been sick for 10 days. So I had a Zoom this morning with someone. Thank God for Zoom, that we can stay home and still kind of function and do different things, or we can stay home and not have to be around everybody every single day and get exposed to different things. But there are moments when we have to be around people and get exposed to things. And so your overall health concerns might be, how do I stay well in this season? And one of the products that we're going to talk about tonight, there are some that will absolutely help with that, and to address the symptoms that I've been hearing people talk about over the last couple of weeks. I mean, it's literally been like, I feel like every family that I love on has had like something go through where it's a wave of sickness or exposure to something, and one person gets well, then the next person gets it, and then the next person gets it, and the next person gets it. And we want to end that. So like in my household, we're not passing germs around. Those things are not happening. And part of that is because One, we clean up, right? You're going to disinfect your home. You're going to clean up well. You're going to keep things sanitized. But on top of that, we keep the air clean and we keep the oil therapy going constantly. And I pay attention to what people are doing. So when I start to hear kids go, that's a sign that something's going on, right? Or if you wake up in the morning, you got a lot of mucus, there's a sign that something's going on. So we can talk about your overall health and any concerns you might have. And you might feel like, I'm at the peak of my health. Okay, that's great too. We want to keep you there. You want to stay there because this is the thing. Without getting a wellness assessment or a wellness, I don't want to say reading. It's like a Zyto. Oh gosh, what word? What do I want to call it? Test. We'll just call it a test. You don't know what your body needs without sometimes checking in, right? And so you'll need to get that wellness test or that wellness check, I'll call it that, so that you are able to see where you are. And your health concerns should be about mind, body, and spirit, right? So with that check-in, it lets us know what supplements you need in order to rebuild your body or keep your body strong. It lets you see what areas are out of whack in your body and where you need support. And then also it lets you know where your emotional space is, where your mind is, where your spirit is, and help you get oils to come in to actually heal and facilitate that as well. We're going to talk about weight management if that's important for you. Some of us are trying to gain weight. Some of us are trying to lose weight. I work with you on both spectrums. So don't think because we're constantly eating clean or we're doing certain things in the community or we're exercising. If you're trying to bulk up and gain weight, then we definitely have to have this separate conversation so that I'm able to map out something for you. And so you're in the challenge, but you're doing it specifically concerning your needs. The other thing that I want us to talk about, and I'm just going to clear my throat for a minute, with me talking. So I ran today and I'm getting a little winded. So I'm going to speak to that as well with the oil. So I just needed to kind of get that up and out because it's like the work from today and all of what's in the atmosphere with the viruses and things that's going around. I've been feeling like this choking up kind of thing, but I also know that it's spiritual. I'm not going to go that deep on that. However, I know that I'm still taking care of myself. So you want in this season, definitely during this time, build your immune system. The thing is, you don't want to wait till you're sick to start treating sickness. You want to treat yourself every day so you don't get sick. Essential oils help us to do that. We talk about different essential oils. We talk about where they're from. We talk about how to blend them, how to utilize them. We talk about how pure they are because with Young Living products, which we're going to talk about, we tell you how they're seed to seal, so you can digest them, and you cannot digest every single essential oil that you see in the stores or in the market. And so what I'm saying to you here is there has to be a purity guarantee to the oils that you're using, because if they do not have that, you could be causing more damage. And let me give you an example. So I was the girl prior to getting back on my wellness journey. I was the girl that would go in and buy the Airwick, the Glade, the plugins, and put them into my plugs all throughout the house. Love the way my house smelled. Felt like the lavender was doing the work for me that I needed it to do. But as I transitioned through my pure oil therapy, I noticed that whenever I plugged that in, I would get congestions. I noticed sometimes because we're a house full of kids and different people come in and out. So exposure from having brunch with friends and perfumes that people have on, how I'm impacted by that now that I don't come in contact with synthetic things very often. Like I don't use it on a daily. most of the things that I'm using and everything that's around me is pure, that I can control, right? That when I'm exposed to something that is synthetic or not pure, sometimes it can actually create counteractive effects. And so we want to think about that. We'll talk about meal planning. We'll talk about dietary restrictions. For example, if you're diabetic, portion control, what things you can and cannot eat. We talk about recipes. So meal planning, I actually do live sessions where you would be able to cook with me, or I come to your home and I show you how to do certain things. All of those things are available, and you'll be able to see what's available either in the Wow with Kimberly community, if you're following me on Instagram or Facebook, my personal pages, but you'll also see it in Home Cooked, which is our catering business, and you'll also be able to see it on our website. We're rebranding our website to put all of these new things in place so it'll be easier and user friendly for you to connect with me and with us. But until we get all of that done, because that's a team that's working on that project, and when you got, if you know anything about teamwork, brainstorming and put in a lot of creatives in one space, it takes time to get that final product. But when you do, it's phenomenal. The other thing that we're going to talk about, or we can talk about, and remember, these are limited topics. This is not exhaustive. It's hormonal balance. So a lot of the times we forget that gender related hormones, that we need to do differently for things differently for women than we do for men, or something different for a man than we would for a woman. But hormonal balance sometimes can affect our mood. It can affect our metabolism. It can affect our health, and it can affect our daily performance. So it's really big to talk about that and find out if we need to work on hormone balance. And then on yesterday, my mentor did an actual hormone class. And so we talked about things of like building your libido, all of those things. This is great conversation, especially for married couples, older, more mature individuals, or if you have like fertility issues. You know, sometimes women, we have to deal with it being difficult to become pregnant. These are real topics. These are real things that can be discussed and that we can talk about. And so I really encourage you to jump in and book the wellness sessions. Click the link. The session is free, so you're not paying anything to talk to me. I have no problem talking to you. I actually give you a 30-minute session when we first get started, and then we condense them down as we work through your plan and how you're going to work through things. And so I help you start off with simple things. I tell everybody, if you're not sure where to start in your health, start with the Ninja Red as a supplement. And then if you're not sure where to start as it relates to your oil therapy, I always tell people start with things like lavender. Everybody benefits from lavender because it's calming and it's soothing. But lavender heals a lot of things. So like you can heal burns with lavender. Start with things like peppermint, because now I can keep my respiratory system open. With peppermint, I can actually make teas and enhance things. With peppermint, I can actually cleanse my home and refresh. You can start with those type of oils. And then when it comes to other supplements, I'm going to mention one tonight. So I'm trying to not get over there too much. But the whole point is to have the oils in order to help rebuild. That can be topical, that can be put into your handy dandy diffuser. My diffuser is going off on the side. I actually have some pine oil in here because my last check-in showed that I needed like pine and fennel and all of those things. And I noticed that when I start to feel lethargic or a little tired, when I put the pine oil in, it actually makes me feel uplifted and refreshed immediately. But the other thing that I notice is it starts to make, and if y'all can't hear it, okay, I'm going to sniff. If I have any type of mucus or congestion, it starts to move. And so, yes, I put that in, and that's why I'm like, let me clear my throat a little bit, because what we can't see is now being made known to us. So who is Young Living? Young Living is a company that produces essential oils and supplements that are natural, that are pure, that are from seed to seal. They're from the earth. There is an exhaustive amount of products that you can find in there that no matter where you are in life. So starting on your journey, whether you're athletic or sedentary all day, there's something for everybody. And they are safe for children. So, with me having a history being a doula, working with moms, helping them birth babies, I know, guys, I want to tell y'all everything in this community because I can. Like, I can take all of my certifications, I can take all of my licenses, I can take everything and put it in one place and show you how to be well. And so, all this crazy dynamics and all these different avenues and all of these different modes that God put me in, or places that God put me in that I didn't really understand, it all makes sense now because when we look at healing and working with someone, mind, body, and spirit, I get to use everything that I came to know. And so Young Living has been around for a very long time. I'm not going to get too much into the history in that component because you can actually go to my website. You can look at Young Living's history and those things. I want to get into because we're now 34 minutes in, and I wanted this not to be very long. But I don't know. I felt really led to talk to you about the topics that we can talk about in wellness because I think in the community, because we started off with a 30-day Eat Clean challenge. I think I shocked a lot of people, but I also think I scared some folks. Like, I don't know if that's the place for me because I'm not that disciplined. You don't have to be disciplined. We're going to teach you disciplines in there. You don't have to do the entire challenges every single time. You're going to build up to that. So you know how, like, if you're training for a sport or training for something athletic, you have to build yourself up to do it. So guys, let's go in. I'm going to give you a recipe right now. We've been talking about COVID and we've talked about these viruses and things that's going around. And the biggest symptom that I've seen currently with most people who are saying they are not feeling well is a dry cough. And dry coughs tend to make us feel real uncomfortable in our chest area and fatigued, right? And most times people, when they get this dry cough, and when you think about cough can either be acute or it can be chronic. When we're looking at coughs, acute is something that lasts less than 3 weeks. So if you've been sick for 10 days, that's an acute cough. But chronic cough is that cough that comes from like the lung capacity that is around, that deals with the respiratory system a little bit more. And so I want to give you this dry cough tea blend because I'm big on sharing recipes with you all. And the more I do this, the more I'm like, guys, I do so many different things every single day. Sometimes I don't even think about it because I just do this, right? This is my lifestyle and I want it to be yours as well. But for the dry cough tea blend, there are 2 oils that you would need for that. There is the Marjoram Vitality Oil. There is the Lemon Vitality Oil. These are Young Living products. You would need to purchase organic maple syrup from a store, and then you would need 4 ounces of water. I do recommend that it's distilled water and that it's not like sparkling water or things like that, because people ask me these questions. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but I do recommend, because you have a cough and you're trying to control the cough, that you just keep it simple. So let's talk about the Marjoram Vitality. So Marjoram helps to support your actual digestive system, and it actually helps with muscles and joints. So when you're fatigued in the chest area, Marjoram helps to soothe that in all of the things that you are doing, right? And when you're working with the Marjoram, you're going to put in 3 drops, and then you're going to add to that 2 drops of the lemon oil. And with the lemon oil, remember, lemon is going to help detoxify. So whatever's going on in the body, it's helping to break that up. Whatever might be happening in the chest area or in that respiratory system that's causing you to cough, or whatever's causing irritation, it helps to soothe that. And that's what happens with the maple syrup as well. It helps to soothe those components. So the maple syrup helps those oils to kind of coat and soothe, but the oils are going to give. And you're going to hear me say this every time I talk to you, because intercellular treatments is so important. Now, when we're taking this and digesting this, so it's going through our digestive system and doing all of those things. But you also, if you have a cough, you could blend the marjoram and the lemon. You can dilute it down with a carrier oil. I would say 1-to-1 ratio with that. And you can rub it. You could rub it across your chest. You can rub it, across your shoulders and things where you feel tension around the coughing. You can put it on at night so that you're able to have relief while you're sleeping. You're going to actually drink this warm. I recommend drinking it warm and sipping on it slowly. So that's what we're going to do with that. The other thing that I want to talk to us about on tonight is this oil called Divana. Divana is antidepressant. So it's depressant. If you are suffering from illness, getting sick, having to get closed in, sometimes you get cabin fever and things like that. Well, I'm going to talk about Divana because it's very unique in what it is. Divana helps to do a number of things. And one of the biggest things that it helps to do is to bring joy or romance. So it uplifts you, right? It helps you in your emotional space. What it also helps to do is beautify your skin. So I was like, okay, I've got these blemishes coming out while I'm detoxing, and Divana could be applied directly to those blemishes to help with the skin. And you would dilute it down, of course, with a carrier oil, like grapeseed, coconut oil, those things to help dilute it down in order to utilize it. Or Divana could be put inside of, say, your body creams or coconut oil to create a body cream. It could be put in your bath water, and inside your bath water, it can help to alleviate skin irritation as well. And the reason for that is because it also has some disinfectant properties that it utilizes. And so Divana is also an antiseptic. It is from southern India is where it's from, and it helps to clarify. And so it's real big. Now, I gave you all these different things that this one oil could do. And so it's important to study up the usage of oils in order to use them. And so I chose Divana because we talked about dry cough, and we're working with the word dry right now for these first 3 oils. So Divana is the first one. The second oil, which comes in our starter kit bundle, is the Raven oil. The Raven oil is great for respiratory health. So if you have dry cough, you also need this respiratory health. With Raven, it helps specifically though with respiratory disease. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Raven is going to help with infection. Raven is going to help with things like tuberculosis, the flu, and pneumonia. So when we think about COVID and COVID symptoms and flu symptoms, and I'm not quite sure what's going on, but I know it's dealing with my sinuses, it's dealing with my respiratory system, all of those things. Raven is an oil that can be put in the diffuser that I showed you. You will put about 5 to 10 drops in the diffuser and allow it to fill the air. Or you can, again, mix it and apply it to closer to the body area. I like to apply it on the sides of my nose when I think about my sinus cavity. Being very careful not to get anything in my eyes. I like to apply it behind my ears when I'm utilizing it, but I also put it on the soles of my feet, and I use it that way. And so that's Raven for respiratory health. Because we are in a season where we got to really be cognizant of what we're coming in contact with. And even if you're not sure what you've come in contact with, how we start to choose oils is based on how you feel. the symptoms you see and how they are making you feel. And we take those two descriptors in order to find an oil that matches those descriptions or says that it will help with that. Does that make sense? So it's not something that's hard. Everybody can become um, oil experts, to say the least, when you actually just study and research. Or you just give me a call, right? And I do it for you. The next oil is ylang ylang, and we always hear about ylang ylang, and I think people think about this as far as like balance, right? And all of those things. But last night was such an inspiration for today. When we're talking about hormones in a class on last night, when I think about ylang ylang, like the Divana is sweet and exotic, like in its smell. But ylang ylang is also very appealing and smell, so sweeter. It's actually from Madagascar. It has the ability to like wake up your romantic appeal. And what does that have to do with when you're feeling sick, right? Why would I choose ylang ylang that is from South Asia? Well, I would use it because most times when we get sick, we also start to look like we're not feeling so well, right? And so it helps with the health of our skin and our hair. And so when we're looking at the ylang ylang, we can apply it to carrier oils. We can add it to conditioners. We can put it in our bath water. So if we're not feeling well, we can take a bath and just kind of relax and help to soothe our skin and help replenish. It will give us a calmer state because that's, having a cold is a stress on the body. It's a stress, but it will also give us what I call a happy heart. Ylang ylang helps you to feel so much better in your heart space. And when we feel good in our heart space, guys, we feel better overall. So even when we're not 100%, just feeling better in our heart space is a big deal, right? And so that's why we're choosing ylang ylang. With that, you're going to mix ylang ylang. It's also a 1-to-1 ratio whenever we are using those. The other product, so I'm going to move to a supplement now. And because now we're looking at the C and cough, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but we're going to look at the C and cough and look at the Super C tablets, which are our antioxidants. Our Super C is our vitamin C. It's our immune booster, but it's for our respiratory, it's for our circulatory system, it's for our immune system. And what it does is it helps to strengthen connective tissues. So it helps us to stay well. So I mentioned we don't want to wait till we get sick to start taking supplements. You want to prevent. You Part of being well is staying in this place of being well and not coming out of it, right? It's like when we go into worship with the Lord, we want to get into this place with the Lord, and we don't always want to come out because it feels so good. You want to feel good every single day, and so wellness helps with that. When we're looking at Super C is a daily vitamin. That's how we want to look at it. So when I take it once a day, I'm maintaining my well-being. If something is out of whack and I need to boost my immune system, then I'm going to take it twice a day. And these are great for kids as well. And now I'm going to come outside of that dry cough. We just did the dry C for the dry cough. But I did talk to you guys and told you that pine oil is in my diffuser. So right now, with where I am in my journey, one of the things that I feel like has been happening when people say you become like of the menopausal age, it's like as you get older, your metabolism decreases. And so I've been wanting to increase my metabolism because when I get on the treadmill to run, like I want to see benefits. It doesn't mean that I want to get super skinny, but I want to tone and I want to look fit, whatever size and shape that my body is. And so I have the pine oil in here now, and I told you it helps to boost your metabolism. And I said this the other day, and somebody was like, I didn't know that. Most times we don't know what all of these great things that are around us, what they do. And so pine is like woodsy. It's a little sweet, but it's not sweet as we would think like a flower or a floral, but it's not really woodsy. But if it's a aroma, when we think about pine, I think people automatically think of like pine sol. But pine sol has ammonia, and that's just not good, right? That's not a good smell or a good scent or a good aroma. But when we think about pine oil, it is refreshing. So you can take the pine and you can actually put it inside of warm water. You can wipe things down with this to refresh the house. It helps with the breathing experience. So I told you everything started to move. So now, guys, don't I sound a lot clearer than I did when I first started because I had just put it in before we started recording. Um, but the thing is, I noticed the effects of it immediately. And that is the beauty of essential oils. Essential oils don't take long to work. Like sometimes you have to repeatedly put on or take a medicine and it tells you every 4 hours. And I typically tell people to do that because we're used to that concept, like to put your oil on. But you'll learn that when you put your oil on and you start to see the benefits in a few minutes after you've put it on and see relief and you see the length of the relief, you'll know when you need it again because your body will start to tell you. So it increases your metabolism and it gives you positive feelings. It makes you happy. So if I'm going to go on live, right, and talk to everybody, I want to feel good about what I'm doing and I want to create an energy that you guys can feel for me. And I hope you feel it because by nature, I'm very reserved. I'm very quiet. I'm very laid back. But it helps to also repel. And so when I think about pine and I in this season where we're talking about like warfare or spiritual things, I love to put pine in and pray over it in the aspect of like the anointing oil and concepts that it just get all of the demonic activity from around my house. If there's anything that has leaked into my home, get it out of here, let it do its work. I speak that over my pine oil. I put it in my diffuser and then I let it fill my home. And so I know that my family is being taken care of even in that. And since we're on that metabolism topic, I'm going to shift right on over to a weight management product. Um, Remember, I said some of us are trying to lose weight, or not everybody's trying to bulk up or gain weight. And we're going to talk about another product for those that are not trying to lose weight as the last product of the day that I think will benefit both men and women. But with Sleep Essence is a supplement. It is a detoxifier. It has grapefruit, tangerine, spearmint, lemon, and I believe it has aca- acacia. That's what it's called. An acacia is an oil that almost tastes like cinnamon. And what acacia does, since I just talked about the pine oil and it repelling, acacia also has purification properties. And so it helps to support a healthy weight. So it helps you in the detox process. But the beauty is, as you're detoxing, it controls your hunger. Because what's the first thing that we think about when we start to detox? What we've forgotten, what we're thinking about, what we're not able to eat. And so this could help control or curb appetite that can help you if you're trying to deal with that weight management, if you're trying to suppress, those urges to eat more frequently. We did intermittent fasting as a group recently as well. And intermittent fasting, of course, helps to train you on how you eat, times that you eat, how your body responds to food during the time that you're eating. But some of us, we need that extra help. I'm a bread eater. I love bread. And I love all kinds of bread. And I'm sure I probably love the bread that is not the most recommended bread, like biscuits. And because I'm a country girl. My parents from the country. I grew up on biscuits. We grew up on homemade breads, and that's what I'm used to. But as an adult, I can't eat bread every day. That just doesn't work, right? Um, so I'm saying to you, because I know that's one of my downfalls, when I start to feel like I'm craving or having certain cravings for things, and you want a little help with that, the sleep exit will help with that. And then the last product that we're going to talk about, since we're gonna go out with a bang, we talk about mind, body, and spirit. Our spirits need to be strong, and our spirits are full of power, right? So let's talk about Power Jives. Power Jives is there for stamina. It's gonna help you get through your workout. It's gonna help you build muscle. It's gonna give healthy muscle. It's gonna increase your size of muscle and strength. And got ladies, this is for both you and men. Men, this is not just for you. Ladies, it's not going to bulk us up and make us look like men because we don't have the testosterone that men have. But we as women, in order to fit and tone, we need to have muscle too. Like some of the challenges as we get older is that we lose muscle. We lose it, and so this will help with us having stronger muscles, better performance. It'll improve our physical performance, but it also helps with our hormonal health. And I know when we think of I'm getting ready to exercise and all of those things, sometimes we forget the hormonal side, right? But our workout regimens can be suited based off of our hormones as well. So I told everybody, I learned when we did the 30-day eat clean challenge that my body feels so much better when I eat clean. Duh, right? Everybody knows that when you eat better, you feel better. But what I learned in that time is I would lose body size by eating clean. Then we did a 21-day challenge and we did some working out in there and I decided to walk. And I actually like to be more physical. So like I like kickboxing, more extreme stuff like boot camps with my husband. Um, Extreme. That's all I can tell you. The more active it is, I like to try to do it, right? And then I found out I actually lose the weight that I want to lose when I just simply walk. And so because I've learned that, I have to learn how to incorporate both into my exercise regimen so I get a little bit of one and a lot of the other at certain times so I can start to see the results that I want. But the Power Jive uses something that's called KSM 66. And so what it does is it helps to make you alert. So when you think about a caffeine, a lot of these other products have caffeines that are keeping you going throughout the day. You're not going to have to worry about that. This is not that. But it helps with you with alertness and clarity and concentration. And so we now got this product that helps us with our hormonal health, so that can help with our mood. Guys, are y'all starting to see what I'm saying here? It helps to improve our body, right? But it also helps with the mind. And when our mind and our bodies feel strong, guess what? Our spirit tends to be strong too. So, guys, I hope that this was helpful to you all. I hope the products that I shared was helpful because inside the community, we're going to be doing these things. You're going to be facing day-to-day woes and health challenges, right? You're going to be getting older, or sometimes you're dealing with um, unhealthy skin and hair. Sometimes you need to boost your immune system. Sometimes you need to boost your metabolism. Sometimes you need some self-control in there and you need to control your health. But sometimes you need things that's going to uplift your emotions um, and not make you feel so sad. And if you're real about things, all of us go through moments of depression. It's just how we respond to it. For people to say, I've never been depressed. Yeah, you might not have been clinically diagnosed as being depressed, but grief is a depression, and we all go through that. For some of us, getting up and having to go to a job causes a level of depression. Some of us for the holidays, just getting through the holidays, have caused some levels of depression or grief. And so let's be real with ourselves. The biggest thing that I want to say to you guys is I hope that this little bit of information and this hour of power encourages you